Okay, so bit of a late night recording, but I kind of just had this thought in my mind because at this point in time, I'm actually reading part 8, right? Jojo Leon. And basically, I've just been like, I've kind of obsessed with Jojo lately. And I just had to make this video, bro. It's not going to be a professional video, like, at all. So sorry about that. It's not going to have the craziest editing or whatever the hell. I'm sorry, but I'm basically just here to talk about my love for JoJo and how just like amazing it is, and how it's like the title probably says. I think it's gonna say something like it's pretty much like one of the best anime manga like ever made, bro. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm gonna title it, something like that. And I will stand by that 100%. Like, I don't hate any parts. Obviously, I like more parts than others, but I don't actually dislike any of the parts, even part 1. You know, I don't dislike any of these parts at all. I have preferences, but I love all the parts of JoJo, right? And I mean, so far anyways, because, like I said, I'm actually currently only on part 8. But, you know, just to tell you the tale of my, me getting into JoJo, I basically just kept seeing all those, you know, it's a JoJo reference thing or whatever the hell, like the memes or whatever. And so obviously I was curious. I was like, what the hell is JoJo? What is with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? What the hell is that? So, you know, and this was like years ago, like 5-something years ago, bruh. Which is crazy to say, but that's, yeah. And basically, I hopped on, not hopped on. You know, I decided, you know what? Everybody's always having these crazy memes from this show, so let me give it a try. So, you know, I put on like Crunchyroll and Netflix. I don't remember which one. I don't remember what I put on, but I think it was Netflix. I put on, or no, Crunchyroll. I think it was Crunchyroll. So I put on Crunchyroll. I start watching the first episode, and I get 2-3 episodes. I think 2 or 3 episodes in, and I stop. And I'm just like, I think that 2 episodes in, you know, like I finished the second episode, and then I basically stop because I'm just like so flabbergasted because it's moving at like breakneck speeds, right? And crazy shit is happening. Like, Jonathan is suffering a lot, and I'm just like, what the? It was just like overload. So, you know, then I stopped watching it for like years, bruh. Straight up years. And then I see the memes come back again or whatever the hell, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta give it a second try. Like, it looks crazy. Let me give it a second try. So I hop back on. So I, you know, continue from episode 3, and I did not stop watching it after that. Straight up, I watched the, well, yeah, I finished the first part, finished the second part, finished the third part, I think. No, wait. I finished the first part and the second part, and then, oh yeah, and then what happened next was I became like a big fan, right? Big fan. At least that's what I think was happening. I don't remember if I finished the second part, but I finished the first part, and then I basically had the idea, like, you know what? This show is so freaking awesome. Like, let me, you know, I want to show my you know, my mom and dad. So I had my mom and dad watch the first 2 parts with, you know, and we did end up watching the third part, but my dad, like, I don't know, he just noped out because the body horror that happens, you know, I don't know, he doesn't like it or whatever. So he basically just stopped watching. But I continued watching it with my mom, and we pretty much watched all the way to 5. We got through 5, and then part 6 came out, and we basically just, like, what my mom is, she wants to like binge everything. So I basically had to wait until part 6 was completely completed, and then we watched the entirety of part 6, and I loved everything, right? I'm skimming over what I think about all the parts, because I'm just telling you the story of everything. But I loved every part, everything. I loved everything about every part. So yeah, after that, some maybe like I don't know, a year passes by, and I decide, you know what? Let me start reading the manga. I want to wait, but you know what? Nah, let me start reading the manga, and I start reading Steel Ball Run, and they got me hooked from the start. I was like, yo, this is crazy. But I think I stopped around the if I remember correctly, I think it was the what's that one? It was like Walk the Rainbow, Follow the Rainbow. I forgot what it's called. But if you know what I'm talking about, the guy with the rain ability or whatever. I stopped right about there because I just could not understand what I was looking at. Straight up. Because it's all in black and white, and I just couldn't. I don't know. He basically Araki details everything so well that I just could not understand what I was looking at. So I was like, you know what? Let me stop for a bit, and I don't know. So I stopped reading for a bit, and then I come back, and I'm like, you know what? Let me. I know we don't really like the color translations or whatever the hell or some, but I'm like, dude, I can't read it any other way. So I hop, why do I keep saying hop on? So I get to the color translation or whatever the hell. So, it's colored basically now. And finally I'm able to read it correctly and loved it. And right now I'm on part 8. And that's pretty much what happened, right? But now let's get into what I think of everything, bro. Now I already said it, but I literally said this is like one of the best mangas and animes ever made. Straight up. Like, no contests. I mean, it's not the best, right? But it's one of the best. And it's just like there's no stories like it. Nothing can like replace it. Essentially, right? Araki, he writes everything in a completely unique way that I've never seen anywhere else. All the battles are always so fun, especially obviously the stand battles, as the stands get more stupid and convoluted. But he always makes the battles super fun and everything, and I love it all. I love it all. And I don't want to just keep gushing. I mean, I am. The whole point of this video is me to freaking gush about everything that I like about it. But I'll get a little more specific for all the parts real quick. So part 1, it kind of put me off because like Jonathan was just going through, absolute like shit. But it's so weird because like eventually Dio decides to like play bro with him, and so they grow up for years. And I don't know, Jonathan just, let's say Jonathan does it or Dio decides to play bro with Jonathan. And then they grow up and they're like bros, but then at one point Dio finally decides to take he's always been taking his plan into motion of poisoning the dad and whatnot, but which spoilers all the way, by the way. But now he's like, doing whatever. I mean, you already know the plot, right? You already know the plot. And basically, the thing, I didn't have any problem with part 1. It was kind of just like a classic, like, bad versus good, man. Especially with the whole evil and everything. And he says, like, Hamon and all that. Like, it was just a fun story. Like, just a fun little story with him dying at the end, which was super surprising, obviously. I was super shocked when he died. Like, for real. I was like, when it said that he died, I was like, ain't no way. There's no way. Like, there's no way. But then, part 2, I get into part 2 and boom. Yeah, he's dead. He is dead. So, but I loved everything about part 2. I loved the fights. I loved Jonathan. And, I loved Dio. Dio, great-ass villain, man. He's a good fucking villain. I love that guy. Best villain that's appeared again in even fucking part 7, which is crazy. I mean, obviously he appeared in part 3 as well, but, bruh. He became the last villain again in part 7. But, yeah. So, love everything about it. Part 2 comes around, and I love Joseph. Joseph is great. The only flaw that Joseph has is that he cheated on, what's her name? Susie Q. That's pretty fucked up, not gonna lie. I don't really like that. But he's still cool. I mean, it's a big flaw, but he's still like a good guy overall. So yeah. It's fucked up that he did that, but overall he's still a good guy. right? He's still someone that helps the world, right? Even like obviously in part 4, remember he comes back in part 4, freaking adopting, the child, the invisible child, just because it'd be the right thing to do or some shit like that. So yeah, so that's cool, and yeah, everything about it was also cool, right? Like I'm not a big reviewer guy or whatever the hell. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna go into detail. Like just all the villains were cool, all the Pillamen, not just the main 3, even whatever the hell the main or the original Pillaman was. His name Tornado or some shit. I can't remember. Honestly, I cannot remember. But the guy who, like, he was the first Pillaman, basically, right? He like shot the bullets from inside his body out to the guys, to the soldiers or whatever the hell. And Jojo's like one of the few pieces of media, bro, where they kind of make you root for a Nazi. That's crazy, bro. Only Jojo could pull that shit off, bro. Because Von Stroheim, damn, voice crack. Von Stroheim was fucking cool. He was funny, super funny, like because of how over the top he was. But yeah, like I said, loved the Pillaman, loved loved Joseph. Joseph was great. Caesar, great. And honestly, I hate JoJo memes because they always make fun of deaths, especially like Caesar's and Tatooine. But yeah, Caesar, he died, and that shit. Like I cry easily. Not gonna lie. Like when with anime and stories and whatnot. So that shit had me balling, bro. Like I was like fucking crying and crying. I was like, no, no, no. Like that shit was it was so sad to me, and I was so pissed off. Like because my little brothers, they knew about the memes. They're trying to and they're like laughing. I was so pissed at them. So yeah, but I loved it. I loved it in the end, and with Cars being like the ultimate villain and everything, and that was pretty cool. Like the best thing about JoJo is that the villains always get like super like close to winning. Like you always think, maybe not always. Well, like in the moment, it always gets you to think that the villains won. Like how do you win against this, right? Like with Dio, it was like, dude, like he was already destroyed once. How the fuck is he back? And then it's like, how the hell can Jonathan win? With Cars, it's like he's the ultimate like life form, bro. Like how do you beat the ultimate life form? And so on and so on. It's like his villains are always the greatest ever, bro. He always knows how to, in the moment, make you think, oh shit, we lost. Because he always lets the villains usually achieve their final form. Or their final power. Not form, but their final power. Anyway, so part 3. Part 3, also goated. Part 3... Oh, honestly, it was pretty long, but I did enjoy the journey. I did enjoy the kind of monster of the week kind of thing, and the overall, thing of Dio lurking in the background and blah blah blah, and everything. Like I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the whole crew. I loved everybody. I loved obviously Jotaro, fucking badass, cool guy. I love Joseph. He had a lot of pretty good funny moments and everything. Kakyoin, may he be remembered. Fuck everybody that make donut jokes, bro. Fuck them, bro. That shit, when he died, that shit fucking tore me up, bro. Straight up. And my little brother, he don't cry a lot, but he cried to that, and he even kept listening to like Kakyoin's like song. I forgot what it was called, but yeah. Whatchamacallit? Then I was super fucking shocked, obviously, when Avdol like actually died. Like actually, that shit fucking like it didn't make me cry, but I was like, there's no fucking way. You know what I mean? Like it's just insane. I didn't even really mourn Avdol because I did not believe it at all. Because he was just gone instantly. I just didn't believe it. So that was crazy. And then Iggy's death, man, I was actually sad for Iggy. Straight up. I was like, bruh. Like I wasn't like crying or anything, but I was like, God damn it, like you don't deserve this shit, So Yeah, that tore me up. That tore me up. Um, and yeah, all the stand battles are pretty fun, but obviously the final ones were pretty much well, not the final ones, but you know, the Vanilla Ice one was really fucking good. Love Polnareff. Polnareff is Brolnareff or whatever the fuck. And yeah, obviously Dio's back and he's fucking cool and evil and shit and whatnot. He was really, really evil, like in part one more. In part three, he's like manipulative, smart, evil, or some shit. In part one, he was like fucking. You know, you already know. You already remember his atrocities. But anyways, so loved part three. It is kind of, it is definitely at the end, you know, like a bullshit moment where Jotaro also has the ability to stop time, but at the same time, like, whatchamacallit, whatever, you know, I think it's fine. I think it's mostly fine. I don't really care that much that he can do that, especially because it ends up kind of being not, like, it does obviously give him the advantage, but it ends up not being OP because he can't, like, he's not a vampire or whatever the hell, so he can't train it to go further than 5 seconds, I believe, something like that. But yeah, that whole epic battle is fucking iconic with him and DL. So yeah, it is kind of funny how, like, you know, they do the stand jumping, which makes it, with the anime, it makes it look like they're flying. They're not flying. They're just like hopping around. That is pretty funny. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm not really gonna go into detail out of everything. Like, you can ask me in in the comments, like, my favorite moments or whatever the hell, or you can tell me your favorite moments in all of JoJo. But I'm not going into detail, right? I'm just kind of going what's off my head, right? And mostly just telling you everything I love about this. Not everything, but everything, you know? Or I'm just kind of gushing over JoJo. So then there's, yeah, part 4 comes out, but not comes out. Part 4, you know, I get to part 4 and it's super different, especially the fact that it's way more laid back than the previous parts. You know, there's no ultimate evil yet. Not, he doesn't know, right? As far as he knows, it's just like, it's basically just the whole stand users attract stand users type of thing. And I liked it. I actually did enjoy it. It was pretty fun, and you know, the fights were still entertaining enough that, like, even though there was no evil lurking in the background, or at least that he knew of, you know, or that they knew of, for the most part, anyways, it was okay. You know, like, even though that was the point, or even though that was happening, it was okay, right? But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I don't find anything bad about it. Like, yeah, like I said, there's parts I like more than others, but I don't know. I enjoyed everything. I enjoyed the battles. I enjoyed, you know, the dynamics between everybody. You know, Kiyase being a stupid little idiot. I love that. And Koichi being the most reliable guy ever to exist in all of mankind. Of course. Like, you know, that's probably one of the funniest things about Jotaro. He comes over here and he's just not, like, really care all that much about Josuke. He's more like, you know, Koichi, you're such a reliable guy. That's so funny. Those memes are funny. Those memes are funny. But yeah, also, you know, yeah, I loved everything. And obviously, the highlight of part 4 is Kira. Kira Yoshikage, one of the best villains in all of JoJo, bro. And I don't know who my favorite villain is yet. Honestly, I'd rather wait until I'm finished with part 8 to say which one's my favorite villain. But yeah, I love Kira Yoshikage. He's so fucking great, and everything about him is so great. And he has one of my favorite scenes of all time, which is like when, you know, it's his escape, where they get to that, you know, the Cinderella woman, and, like, you know, they get to her and the body, you know, she's gonna explode, blah blah blah, and you know, they go out the door, and they try and find him, and he's like completely gone. Like, that scene is so haunting in the anime, bruh. It's and all this is from the anime perspective, by the way, because I didn't read the mangas. I only watched the animes. The only mangas that said everything was obviously 7 and 8, but all of it was so crazy, bro. That's one of my favorite, like, scenes ever. Because it's so, like, fucked up. It's like, fuck. he got away. Like fuck. So yeah, and then obviously the whole battle against Josuke and the entirety of Bites the Dust, the entirety of Bites the Dust arc. Oh my god, it is straight up the best. Like, okay, I was gonna say the best arc in all of JoJo, but I can't say that. But like, it's one of the best. It is straight up one of the best arcs in all of JoJo. Like, that shit was peak, bro. It was peak. So yeah, and then his defeat and everything with him, you know, getting killed, and then in the afterlife, it looks like, what's her name? Her plan fails. The ghost girl, I forgot her name. It looks like her plan fails, and he's gonna like put her. He's gonna have her getting dragged by the hands. But then she's like, "You forgot that it's not just me or whatever." And the goated dog comes in. By the way, I never forgot the dog. Never ever forgot the dog. Right? So I always knew he was gonna come back. I was like, okay, it's just her, but like, where's the dog? And then he came in, and I was like, yo, and oh, so good, bro. Damn, bro. Voice crack, but so good. I love that. I love that in at the end there. As much as I love him as a villain, he deserved that shit, bro. All in hell and hell, all eternity, no rest. Fuck you. But yeah, so that was cool. One of the best, villains in JoJo. Then we go to part 5. And I still liked all the part 5. A lot of people, they have some problems with it. That's fine, I get it. Especially because Giorno's, damn, bro, these voice cracks. Anyways, because Giorno's golden experience, or whatever the hell, or golden experience, it is kind of bullshit, because, like, it kind of does have multiple abilities. He can, like, because he can, like, create life, but it's, like, I guess limbs, like, not, I don't know, I guess organs and whatnot. Sorry, I guess organs and whatnot are life. I don't know. I don't know. It's his ability doesn't make a lot of sense. Not gonna lie. I still enjoyed everything though. I still enjoyed the cast. Bucciati, or whatever the hell his name is, he's my favorite character out of all of them. Like, I'm sorry, but he is my favorite character. Second is, like, whatchamacallit? Oh, I'm forgetting his name. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his name, but it's the one with Sex Pistols. And then below that is Giorno, and then it's what's his name? Don't the helicopter, or not helicopter, the airplane. And then what the hell is what the other guy name? No, wait, no. Sorry, so it's Bucciati, the guy with Sex Pistols. I'm forgetting his name. I'm sorry. Oh man, I'm forgetting all their names. I'm so sorry. The one with Moody Blues or something like that. Yeah, him, because I fucking love him as a character. So Bucciati, Sex Pistols. Sorry, I don't remember his name. Moody Blues, then Giorno, then Airplane Guy. I'm sorry, and then the last is Fugi. I forgot his fucking name, but the one who left. He kind of just didn't get a lot of development, so I don't really care about him all that much. So yeah, but he was everyone else was cool. That was one big mistake I'd say of part 5, is that Fugo didn't really get any character development. So I mean, him leaving isn't like he wouldn't do that, but I get it's more like I guess so. It's not like yeah, you know what, that makes sense. Like, I guess he would do that. I don't know. So that is actually a big flaw that I can point out. Anyways, I'm not a big reviewer, so I can't see these big old flaws like that regularly. That one I can point out though. So yeah, but I mean, I like the main crew aside from Fugo. Like I said, he really wasn't a part of the crew that much, and yeah, losing everybody was fucking hurting so bad, bro. Like losing Uchiati, that shit fucking hurt, bro. That shit destroyed me. And losing, Moody Blues guy, I'm sorry. But, losing him, that shit destroyed me. Losing, little guy, a little airplane guy, that shit hurt and it was fucking shocking. And yeah, also Polnareff came back and that was pretty cool. Trish, kind of wish they did more with Trish, but whatever. And like I said, Polnareff, that was pretty cool. It was cool. Honestly, I still have no idea how the fuck he survived that encounter against Diavolo. He shouldn't have, definitely shouldn't have, but it was cool, whatchamacallit, to have Polnareff back and him, getting close to outsmarting Diavolo. Well, I guess I wouldn't say outsmarting, more like, I don't know, like countering him, getting close to countering him, but it is what it is. Diavolo's stand is just too fucking powerful. But yeah, so that was cool. And obviously the arrow bringing out the ultimate forms is crazy. With, Silver Chariot being crazy. I forgot, Silver Chariot Requiem, that show was crazy. Like, that's insane. So, yeah. But, yeah. Then there's, the fight against Diavolo, and I love Diavolo as villain. And I did like the other group too. I forgot their name. But I did like the other group too as villains. They were all pretty good. Like, I really, really, really enjoyed them, actually. I love them all. Especially, guy with Metallica. I forgot his name. But that guy was cool. Like, his fight against Diavolo, or, the other version of him, that was insane. That was such a it was a fucked up, especially because of the way his stand works. Fucked up and disgusting, but insane and awesome fight. Like, that was fucking cool. So, yeah. I enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed him and his group a lot. They're pretty fun. Especially, like, the guy with the fishing hook, or, the fishing hook or whatever. Him being the most threatening was crazy. That was a good good twist, makes sense. And yeah, the final fight against Diavolo and everything, that was really cool. And Gold Experience Requiem was fucking awesome. That shit was like godly, straight up. That was really, really cool. I love that it was like sentient. And that even Giorno doesn't know like what its ability is. So yeah, that was really cool. And yeah, obviously damning Diavolo to eternal deaths, fucking awesome. A lot of people, some people think he didn't really deserve it. That's too far, but you gotta remember what he did, man. Not only was he like a crime lord, right? Mob boss or whatever, but he sold drugs to families, and that shit destroys families in multiple ways, bruh. So you gotta remember that. So yeah, anyways, that was crazy. And I loved it, and I loved everything about it, bro. And yeah, Giorno's fucking cool. And that was cool seeing Giorno with the black drip at the end, bro, being the mob boss. That was freaking awesome. And yeah, then we move on to part 6, and part 6 was worth the fucking wait, man. Although I think we shouldn't have needed to wait, but part 6 was worth the fucking wait. Everything about part 6, godly, beyond belief. Absolutely beyond belief. I love Jolene. I think she is my favorite. Well, I don't know if she's my favorite JoJo now, having read part 7 and 8. But at the time, she absolutely was my favorite JoJo. Because she, like, she did climb from the bottom all the way to the top and was super badass. Like, everything. She went through so much shit. She literally got shit thrown at her. So, and she climbed to the top, along with, everybody else, the whole Jojo crew, which were all really cool. And I was devastated by losing them all. Although, obviously, I was devastated the most by Foo Fighters because everyone else died. Like, everyone else died at the same time. But Foo Fighters destroyed me. Absolutely. Especially because she doesn't come back. So, yeah, that sucks. But, hold up, John. And, I don't know, yeah. The entirety of part 6 was fucking awesome. Everything about it was fucking insane. All the revelations, all the crazy ass backstory, like with Poochie, and you know, weather forecast or whatever the fuck his real name was. I kind of forgot. Oh, Wes. Yeah, all that shit was crazy. All that shit was crazy, and I loved it all. Like, part 6 was the biggest step up ever, and it's kind of crazy people slept on it. You know, like even the manga and everything, they slept on it. That shit's crazy to me, considering it's one of the coolest fucking. At the time, it's, you know, the coolest fucking anime part yet, and the best. You know, like, but even Poochie, obviously, fucking, of course, he's being influenced by, you know, I keep trying to say Diavolo, but he's Dio's, like, basically disciple or whatever the fuck. Like, he's fucking crazy. Like, I loved him. A fucking damn, bro. Amazing villain. Absolutely amazing villain. Like, yeah, all his stands evolving, or, you know, his stand evolving 3 times was crazy. Or 2 times, I guess you could say. But, like, the fight against him and his second stand, you know, the gravity one, I forgot its name. I think it's like something Moon, Green Moon, or some shit like that. Sea Moon. The fight against Sea Moon was so awesome. It was so cool. And the part where Jolene gets hit and her hands like get fucked up, but then she repairs them with, like, you know, her stand and makes it the Mobius strip, as they call it. That was the most badass scene ever. Like, that shit was so fucking cool. It was the coolest thing that she basically, like, countered him completely. So it did not matter anymore. Like, she could just keep doing it and slowly get to him and then whoop his ass. And then at the end, where he fucking, you know, he like starts floating up and he's like, you know, you guys are my allies all along. You led me to, you know, the perfect place to achieve heaven or whatever the hell. And then when he does it, he, you know, he honestly gets there, but he doesn't. He gets there too late. And Poochie achieves heaven. That shit was crazy. And that whole fight against Poochie was insane because it wasn't even really much of a fight, man. But it was really, really fucking awesome. How at the end it was Emporio with Weather's stand that defeated Poochie. Because, yeah, I mean, Poochie fucking deserved it, man. Because of what he did to Weather and everybody else in the world. Like, Weather had to be the one to defeat him, you know? And that was awesome. That was fucking peak, bro. Like, everything about Jojo was peak, but that was peak. That was peak. And I know I'm skipping over a lot, but like I said, I love everything, bro. And this is a late night video, bro. I'm gonna go to sleep soon, so sorry. But, yeah. Then, I get into part 7. And, you know, like I said, it took me a while, but I've got the part 7, started reading it, stopped, got back in. And I gotta say, fantastic fucking part, man. I also do love, like, how, I mean, well, it's only like really 2 JoBros, or, you know, two of them this time, really. It's not like a big cast as before. It's really just, you know, Johnny and Gyro. But I do love their dynamic with each other, them doing them silly ass, stupid ass ideas or whatever the hell. Especially Gyro. What the fuck, bro? They're so goofy and silly. I love them so much, bro. They're really like brothers, bro. But yeah, all the villains were crazy. Well, not all the villains, but, you know, a decent amount of the villains were crazy. The fact that they're fighting over Jesus Christ's body is crazy. Because it has the ability to, like, freaking give you a stand. That was insane. And there's just so much about it that's crazy. I love. Like, it's filled with all the things I love about JoJo. Right? Like, Araki does not fucking miss, bro. He does not miss. And, you know, whatchamacallit, the role that everybody had to play, for the most part, was awesome, right? Even, like, fucking Steven and Lucy, their roles, that was crazy. With, like, when I got to the part where Lucy had to disguise herself as the president's wife, that shit was crazy, man. I was like, this is fucking insane. This is fucking insane. But I loved that ride the whole way through. I loved this fucking story the whole way through, man. And all the ups and downs, twists and turns, everything about it was crazy. Especially the freaking president's ability, or you know, his like upgraded ability. That shit's even crazier than his regular one, man. That's yeah, yeah. And the whole spin, and you know, Tusk being a stand that just kind of works with the spin and everything. Like, it's crazy how wild this you know part got, especially with the fact that you know Johnny's main ability was the spin essentially, and that eventually he did get his you know what he wanted, which was to be able to walk again. And yeah, I don't know, that was crazy. Like the final fight against the president was fucking insane, with you know, him just giving up after dying way too many fucking times. That was awesome. But then, like, you know, being killed for the final time, and then they think everything's okay, and then boom, plot twist. The president, you know, brought fucking Dio from another world, and this Dio has fucking you know, the world for some reason. I don't know why it's the world, but there you go. And that was crazy. And of course, it has to be fucking Dio versus Johnny again. And I do love how at the end Johnny wasn't the one that defeated Dio, but it was like Lucy. And well, it's more like, you know, yeah, because at this point she's not a regular girl anymore. She's been through a lot, and she was like, you know, fucking, you know, in case Johnny loses, we got to do this, right? And boom, there it is. You know, he lost to Dio, but it was a good ass fight. And he fought good, you know, for someone fighting against somebody able to stop time. So he fought good. But Lucy came in with the clutch, and boom, Dio is defeated. And they seal up the corpse, and Johnny gets Gyro's corpse, and you know, to go take it to the mainland. And man, by the way, Gyro's death obliterated me too. By the way, like Hot Pants' death was like kind of like Avdol's, where it's like there's no way she's actually dead, right? But I didn't really care for her as much. She was cool, but I wasn't as emotionally attached to her as I was Johnny and Gyro. And so when Gyro actually died, that shit was like fucking devastating. I was fucking was some like ugly crying or some shit. I don't know. I think that's what you would say. Like that tore me up. That tore me up. But damn. But yeah. So then it ends, and we don't really get an epilogue until fucking part 8, Jojo Leon, where you actually eventually find out what happened to Johnny. And finding out what happened to Johnny. Oh, real quick before I say that, the Who Shot Johnny arc, pretty much my favorite arc in all of part 7, you know, Steel Ball Run, because it's so confusing, but it's so fucking cool and crazy. Like, that was freaking awesome. But obviously, like, whatchamacallit, we know who shot Johnny. Like, if you don't really know, you're crazy. Like, it's the president, right? Valentine shot Johnny. He just had them also shoot a different version of Johnny, like different alternate reality versions of Johnny. So yeah, but he's the one who actually shot Johnny. But anyways, so finding out Johnny's fate in part 8, that like kind of pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, Rocky, what the fuck? You can't do this to my boy. I was pissed, bro, and I was fucking crying, and I was crying, and I was pissed, and I was like, why are you gonna do this, man? You can't do it to my boy. He's been through so much, you know? It's like, what the fuck? The Joestar curse is fucked, man. But yeah, and right now, so far, because I'm still reading Jojo Leon, I'm like, I'd say like halfway through now. Maybe more than halfway. But so don't say anything about Jojo Leon. Like, I'll tell you where I'm at, and so you can talk about shit below that, right? But do not spoil it for me, please. Because I do love the comments. I will read them. But at this point in time, they're like at the hospital, and whatchamacallit, Yasuho or I forgot her fucking name, but you know who I'm talking about, with Paisley Park. She is being attacked along with, Jobin's mom. Yeah, Jobin's mom. Wait, not Jobin's mom. Jobin's wife. Sorry. Fuck. But Jobin's wife, they're being attacked by like the doctor, right? Because Jobin's wife, has rock human disease or some shit. I don't know, but part of her turns to rock, and so she's being attacked along with Yasuho, or I don't fucking know. Yusaho, I don't fucking remember her name. But they're being attacked at this point in time, and obviously Josuke and I already forgot his name, but the planet appraiser, they're there to go help, but obviously they could be in the hands of the enemy now as well. So that's where I'm at, right? I know Josuke's identity. We know what happened, and then blah blah blah. Like, we don't know this crazy shit. And so I'll say right now that I'm loving it so far. I've loved pretty much every fight, and I don't really have a problem with any of the characters. Even Joshu or Josh, I don't know how to say his name. Even Joshu or Joshu, I don't have a problem with him. But he is kind of like a stupid asshole. I'm not gonna lie. He is a stupid asshole, but I'm not actually really annoyed by him or anything. So yeah, that's kind of funny. But at this point in time, I'm loving it so far. And I hope I'm gonna keep loving it. I hope that I'm gonna love the villain. But it's, so far I have not seen hair nor hide of this guy. So the build up for him better be immaculate, because I don't know this guy at all. Like, we knew the president for pretty much the entirety of Steel Ball Run, but I don't know who the fuck the villain of Jojo Leon is. So he better be good, because at this point in time I don't got anything to look forward to, except and that's okay, because like, I don't need him to be known throughout the whole time. So far, the increasing danger is really, really good, and I like it. So I don't need to know him, but I'm just saying that essentially I hope that he's gonna be like a super good villain, and I have faith that he will. But you never know. Maybe he could. Araki's getting on in age, so maybe he flubs it this time. I don't think so, though. I have full confidence in this man, so I'm pretty sure the villain's gonna be good. But yeah, I'm interested to see how this goes, especially considering like, the villain, I don't know what he wants. Like, does he also want the fruit? Like, what does he want? And that's pretty much it. And you know what's crazy though is I haven't seen, and I guess it's because it's not animated or something, but I haven't really seen that many memes about Jojo Leon. So, and I mean, I'm lucky for that, because then I would have known about the rock humans thing, and that's really cool. It's a really, really cool surprise in Jojo Leon. So yeah, the fact that their enemies are rock humans or whatever the fuck, that's crazy. Yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. Everything about it. I love Josuke. He's got a great personality. I love Yasuho. I'm sorry if I'm saying her name wrong. I wouldn't say I love all the characters, but I enjoy them a lot, Fuck Jobin. I hate Jobin. But I also understand him. But fuck Jobin, Or Jobin, whatever the fuck his name is. I was gonna say Jobin. But I get him. But fuck him. So, yeah. And I don't mean in the sexual way, because from where I'm reading it at, bro, there's way too many people thirsting on Jobin, bro. Stop, bro. But yeah, so like I said, I'm not going in depth or anything. I'm not going to tell you exactly like what I like or whatever, but I love it, man. I'm loving it so far. And, well, obviously I'm waiting for part 7 to get animated. At the same time, I'm already also waiting for part 8 to get animated, because I'm having so much fucking fun with it, bro. I'm addicted to part 8, bro. So, anyways, yeah. That's pretty much it for this video. The only other thing I gotta say is that don't expect, like, if you're gonna watch this, if you're watching this video and you got through to this part, I don't know how, bro. But thank you. Thank you very much. Excuse me. Anyways, if you get to this part of the video, like you watch through everything, then I want you to know that if you do decide on subscribing, do not subscribe based off of this video alone, because I'm not going to do JoJo videos as my whole channel, right? because first I'd eventually run out of topics. But two, I don't want that. Honestly, this is mainly a gaming channel, but I'll upload videos like this every now and then because I just want to. But I mostly just upload gaming shit, man, because that's what I want to do. But if you do, you decide, I kind of don't. I want to see more JoJo though. Like, I'll give you this. I am planning to record myself. Playing two of the best JoJo games I know. Which is I don't remember what it's called, but it's the Golden Wind game, right? Because I heard that one's actually pretty decent. And Eyes of Heaven, because I played a lot of Eyes of Heaven multiplayer because I love the way it plays, and then I played a lot of it against my brother because it was really fun. But I didn't really play much of the campaign. Like, I started playing the campaign, but then I started getting spoilers for it, and I was like, oh, let me stop. So, if you want to subscribe to see that, go ahead, bro. But it's gonna take a bit because I got a lot of games that I've recorded recently, and I got a lot of games I gotta play. So I'd rather, honestly, you stay for me, not just for JoJo. But those JoJo videos will eventually come out. I'll try to prioritize them sooner than later. So that you get that content, because I do want to try those games out. I think they're gonna be fun. Especially Eyes of Heaven. I already know Eyes of Heaven is fun, so that's gonna be an interesting story to play out. So yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. I hope you enjoyed the video, and that's pretty much it. If you're a dude, you already know what to do. I don't need to tell you, but if you don't want to do it, then that's absolutely fine. Yeah, and it's like really fucking late, so I'm gonna go to sleep. Hope you have a good day. You have a good night, good morning, whatever it is. But for me, it's night, so good night. Have a good sleep. I'm gonna knock out too. And yeah, JoJo is fucking awesome, and it's one of the best things to ever exist, ever.